Every
Don't get
time,
too crazy.
every time Jared looks at us like this. Potential freight elevator test tonight. Hype. Oh shit. All right. Starting this in 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
Never sat in this one before. As Alpha 323 continues its journey towards becoming Star Citizen's biggest life in the verse as we know it patch yet, we know lots of folks have patiently waited to see one thing above all others: the Misk Raptor. What? The Mobiglass and Star Map app. The Mobiglass and newly christened Map app.
Hey, PJ, welcome in.
Arrival complete. Welcome.
Misk Raptor.
So the Mobiglass is getting a massive visual overhaul for 323.
The version everyone's been living with for years is it kind of does the job, but you can see it's dated now.
So the entire Mobiglass is
It works a little bit
from what it was before. It's using a new technology that we've built called
Hold on.
cards, and we use cards.
Hold on.
A new technology.
No.
So the entire
We're not.
Mobiglass is overhauled from what it was.
We are not walking past that. Holy shit.
Oh, it goes into it.
Oh my god, look at that. I like the notifications right here. I'm assuming it gives reputation based on the current system you're in.
I believe you can do its reputation, the base reputation on where you're in, and then everywhere.
I will give Thor a treat later. Alright, let's keep going with this. Microsieverts, I know what that means.
Was before. It's using a new technology that we've built called cards, and we use cards for other UIs throughout the game. For the Mobiglass, it was a big task to convert because it has a lot of apps in it as well. So we need to convert all of those apps over to the new tech in order for the entire thing to be able to release.
So in 3.23, we've got a really big improvement to the user experience. So everything's designed to look nicer and feel nicer.
Ready to upgrade.
And sadly, we haven't really had all the time we needed to get all the apps there. So you are going to recognize the VMA and the comms app.
Hey,
just
Aether,
as
welcome
they
in.
have always been. But with that package, you're getting all the other apps with a visual update and also functionality updates for some of them.
You've got a completely updated home screen, so you can do things like view your ship, you can see your health, notifications, kind of the information you really need to see now.
So we're also getting a fully new health app where
Oh,
you can see all
look
the
at that.
things that's currently affecting your health and all the stats that you would normally see on your HUD.
Over time, we've added all these cool new things that can affect the player. So we're going to have things like radiation. We've got existing stuff like you can break bones. If you heal yourself, you can potentially overdose. You can have drug effects. All this cool stuff is happening, but it wasn't obvious to the player just walking around what was going on under the hood. So we added this new app where you can track all that stuff.
So the health app is going to be the place to go when, for some reason, you're feeling ill and you just need that extra little bit of information of what do I need to do to take care of myself to get out of this situation.
Wow.
So the contract manager
Ooh.
has been in the game for a long time, and it's just grown kind of obvious that it's not doing all the things you need it to.
All the functionality is essentially the same internally, but it needed a visual polish, and also the user experience needed bringing up to date. So there's some new features like you can toggle between illegal missions. You can see
Oh,
what
that's
rewards are going
nice.
to be ahead of time.
So no more randomly getting attacked by the police, hopefully. It's probably your fault anyway.
Some big improvements coming to the Mobiglass. That's coming in 3.23. But one thing we didn't talk about yet was the star map.
Yeah, we're watching ISC, Aether.
We've had the original star map in Star Citizen for a long time, so it was overdue for an update.
Don't get me wrong, like the old Skylink app, it did what it should, but I think it has grown a bit obsolete.
No, death to the old star map!
That's harsh.
The original one just
I agree
showed,
with Jared.
the stars and planets and so on, but we wanted to expand on that.
So opening up the star map for the first time in 3.3, you're gonna realize that the star map is not just the star map anymore. It's the everything map.
It's now called Maps app rather than Star Map.
And why did we change it?
Because we now have the interior map, so this shows like your local area, as well as sort of zooming out and showing the.
Oh, that's so
what's the
awesome.
interior map? It's a bird's eye view of the current environment.
No more
really
getting
cool
lost
3D
in
map,
stations,
so-
chat.
Instead of just having a top-down view, this is showing you the actual level.
And it's presented as a fully schematic 3D view in which you can find every relevant point of interest, such
Set marker, cancel route, set route, increase and decrease floor. So I'm assuming for like multi-floored stuff, you're gonna be able to look at the map of the floor above or below you. Oh my god, that looks so good. And it even gives coordinates! We have coordinates, chat, let's go.
such as a shop,
And you can
transit
drop
station, hospital,
markers
and the
wherever
like.
you're
You can get
at.
them for
So
ships, for
if you want to come
landing
back to
zones
some
in
place,
320.
you could drop a marker.
Oh, that's so
Sweet.
good.
In future, we'll expand on that and add it to more areas.
And if you're not familiar with the location you just arrived to, or you're a new player and you're not familiar with any of them, actually having the spatial awareness of where the things that are relevant to you are is going to provide a giant step up in terms of the experience of the game in general.
As it's fully 3D, you can move around, navigate between floors, zoom in and out, and so on, as you'd expect.
You will see the local area where you're walking around, something you've never been able to do before. Essentially, you'll be able to navigate between all the different rooms and different important areas of the game.
It also offers a way to overlay your own data onto it that is specific to you. So, for example, the location of your mission objective.
Oh my god, amazing.
Custom markers.
You can
Pico
also use it to
stash.
plot a route to another location on the map. Drop a marker and navigate to it, so we'll see a line on the map that shows you where you can actually go and where the easiest way to get there.
So on that map, you'll be able to just click any room you want to go to. You can go between the different zones of the area, and you can place a little marker and route all the way there.
So navigating is one of the primary use cases we want to make as robust as we can for 3.2.3. And so part of that involves providing a variety of fallback cases in order to help you best understand how to get somewhere. So for instance, if we ask the AI system and it can't return you a path via its nav links and nav meshes, we can ask the transit system. And if the transit system says there's a connection between the two zones, then that would help you route.
So at the time of recording, we're having issues loading all the different OCs that's in a big landing zone, for example. So we're looking into these solutions to make sure that you can track from one part to a fully different part of the area.
That's kind of good. Oh my god,
So
dude.
Star Map. Star Map is vastly improved. The main thing we wanted to change was make it a nice user experience. So everything in there has been overhauled.
When you open your map, you'll first of all be confronted with your local area, so you'll see what room you're in and what's close to you. But you can also zoom out and you will see the universe open up in front of you as you zoom out.
From here, we can see the entire verse. We can
Search locations. We finally, please let me search rivers. That's literally all I want. I want to be able to search for the rivers on Microtech. That's nice, but how does it work in vehicles? That's a good question.
see all the
It
planets.
will.
Space stations,
same way.
Lagrange points, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, it's
You can
just like
then
you're
click.
say you're on foot
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to go to one place or another, or even in a ship. You know, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to. Right now, how if you're in a vehicle or you're on foot, you can't use waypoints. You can't
Right.
do now you can.
So, and someone in chat just said it too, be able to search coordinates, but I just realized somebody else said rivers are not POI, nor will they be. However, now we can set custom POIs, which means I can have a constant checkpoint to the rivers.
Yes. As long as you know
Finally.
the coordinates, or you could drop it in. And remember, do you see how accurate those maps are in mobiGlas?
Mm-hmm.
If you have the general
On any-
idea, you could zoom in on the spot on the globe, find the river in your mobiGlas, and drop a pin on it.
Oh, finally. You can also share POIs. That's true. Oh my
Yes.
god, I'm gonna go around
You
and explore everything.
Sell them.
Any of those markers,
You
and you
can
will
sell
be
them. Say
automatically
you're out running
panned
around
and
and you
zoomed
come
into
on
them, so you can
you
see a
show
little
up
bit more
to a
detail about.
890 wreckage. You know a buddy who does sell them. Hey dude, I'll give you for 10 grand, I'll give you this 890 wreckage.
Good point. All right, let's keep going.
The universe open up in front of you as you zoom out.
From here, we can see the entire verse. We can see all the planets.
Space stations, Lagrange points, all of that good stuff. You can then click on any of those markers and you will be automatically panned and zoomed into them, so you can see a little bit more detail about them.
Oh, that's so good.
If you've zoomed in on a planet, for example, you can zoom in a little bit more and you can start to see the surface locations, so you can see towns, outposts.
You get all the information you need about them. We're adding this new system where you can see all the amenities that are available at that location.
So for outposts, landing zones, and stations, there will be a section here for amenities, which will show you things like whether you can buy weapons here, whether you can buy ships here, whether there's a food court, whether there's a hospital or a clinic. All of these sorts of things you'll be able to see on those box outs, so you'll know which is the most appropriate location to go to. We showed in CitizenCon, obviously, that these display much better now, so you'll see them rotate with the map, and if they've gone behind the planet, they fade out, and if they're in front of your view, they're brighter, so you can see them more easily. So at the moment, if you zoom in, it will eventually get too big and you'll go through, but I am currently working on it so that it will zoom in to the surface and you'll never actually sort of clip through the planet.
And generally, we've tried to make it feel like a much more pleasant user experience, so there's things like items don't disappear off the back of the map anymore, everything's easy to read.
So, as always, the star map is what you're going to want to use to route your way through the verse.
You can still set routes as you could in the previous version, but there is a little bit more feedback if there is a problem and you can't set a route, whether you don't have enough fuel or whether it's obstructed.
It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so intuitive for you you click the thing, and there you get the button to say set route. It doesn't always just have the ability to set a route, because you can't always set a route. We will let you know when you can set a route.
There are a few things that are new for this new star map that have not been seen in the old star map. The primary one there would be search. So we now have a list of all locations. So there'll be a little drop down in your top left corner. If you open that up, you can see the full list of locations ordered by what is closest to you. And then you can also type any location and it will appear. So you could type, for example, L1 and all of the Lagrange point ones would appear. So this allows you a lot more flexibility to finding what you're looking for when it's not as sort of, immediately right there when you're at the current view. So you can go all the way across the solar system to look at something completely different.
Star Citizen is a massive systemic game. We've got all this cool stuff going on. We've got multiple players doing things at different times. So we wanted to improve the overall interface from the player to that game world. So
they're teasing Pyro again.
mobiGlas.
Finally,
they
we've
will
gone
continue
to this
to
effort
tease Pyro for a
to
long time.
refactor and do the whole mobiGlas hub from scratch. New maps, new applications. Everything is using new tech, and we have a much more flexible and robust system for the mobiGlas under the hood.
When you're playing Star Citizen, it should be a smooth experience. You shouldn't be stuck trying to find whatever it is you need to find at the moment. We're helping you do that with the new apps, making it easier for you to find your missions or to even just find a place in the verse.
Now that we have
that's
that
so
framework in
good.
place, then it's kind of the sky's the limit in terms of what we can do with it and how many apps we can develop for it. And it's all using new tech. It's clean. It's the way we want it.
The other big new feature is obviously the star map with the brand new interior map as well.
Star Citizen is a game about exploring. It is a game about spacefaring. And even so, even when you're not going around in space, it's still about exploring.
Without the star map, it's really difficult to do that, right? This makes it so much easier to navigate around, to finding what you want and where you want, where
Give
it
it
is,
to
and
me.
how to get there.
Overall, it helps the player interact with the world, get to where they want to, do what they want to do more easily and quickly.
Hopefully.
Definitely.
Oh. I agree.
Welcome in, Caffeine.
So, what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that Mobiglass is finally converted over to building blocks in the new card system, meaning that Flash, as we know it, has pretty much gone to live on a farm upstate. That the conversion sets the stage for the creation of multiple new apps going forward, and that the new internal map and star map have combined to become simply the Map app. Now, of course, remember that all things you see on ISC are a work in progress, and as any player of Evocati or developer alike may tell you, will continue to iterate between when you see it here and its upcoming release in Alpha 3.23. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see y'all here next week.
That was a good ISC. That was a really good ISC.
Hi, I'm not in this episode, but they told me to show you this.
Jesus Christ.
Look at